Welcome everyone to the first episode of my Let's Play for the game Final Fantasy XII. Let's jump right into this, shall we? Go new game. And I will. Okay, that's a nice title screen. Immediately when you start, you gotta set some settings in the controller vibration. Not that you're gonna do that. Widescreen support for this game. And let's get started. Now, in the beginning, there is going to be a fairly long opening cutscene, so I'm not going to be talking much during that. But try to pay attention. In the event that you've never played this game before, it's sort of crucial that you pay attention to these early parts in order to gain a good understanding of what the story's doing, where it's going, who the characters are later on in the game. It can be kind of difficult, and I'll elaborate a little bit more on that later. Plus, I'll be talking a lot about these characters during the game and such, so even if you do miss some stuff here, I'll bring it back up later.
Won't see him this cheap again. Wedding day special.
In the name of the Father, and in the presence of these holy relics, I hereby pronounce you man and wife from this time forth. May the blessings of the gods light your path for all eternity. Farewell.
If, following this, Arcadia should launch an attack by both land and air, our kingdom will stand little...
Nabradia has fallen.
Impossible!
My father? I know not. I am sorry.
If Nabradia has indeed fallen, it is only a matter of time before they reach the borders of Dalmasca. There is nothing to halt their advance.
Secure Nalvino with all haste.
I will go. And I will go at his side.
Galtea, stand watch over your life.
That I be considered worthy.
reinforced! We must withdraw! No! The paling still stands!
Shield you on sight, near failing light.
The paling's fallen! Then it's over!
For my father.
For my father! Lord Rossler!
Blessings of the Great Father descend, and guide your bodies return to the earth. Great Father, guide your spirits return to the Mother of all. There you shall find peace. Pharaoh.
The death of Lord Rossler Nabradia was but one of many tragedies to befall the Kingdom of Dalmasca. The air of hope that had surrounded Her Royal Highness Princess Ashe's wedding was now quite lost. Dalmasca had been set adrift at the mercy of history's restless tides. At this time, two great empires struggled for dominion over Ivalice: Arcadia in the east, Rosaria, the west. The invasion of the Kingdom of Nabradia was Arcadia's first step in its westward march. With Lord Rossler's beloved homeland consumed by the hellfires of war, it seemed clear that Arcadia would soon mete out a like fate to Dalmasca. The fall of the fortress at Nalbina told the destruction of the greater part of Dalmasca's forces. The counterattack was mounted by the order of the Knights of Dalmasca, ever brave and faithful. But against the martial might of the Arcadian armies, they stood little chance of victory. Indeed, their defeat was to be absolute. Soon thereafter, Arcadia came forward, offering terms of peace, or, as one might rather put it, terms of Dalmasca's surrender. Lord Romanos, King of Dalmasca, and my dear friend, had no choice but to accept these terms. It was, thus, only with reluctance that he set out for Nalbina Fortress, now under Arcadian occupation, to affix his seal to the Emperor's Treaty of Peace. The king had scarce departed his royal city of Rabanasta when the remnants of the Order made their return, and not a moment too soon, for a terrible revelation awaited them. The treaty would be signed with steel and writ in royal blood.
You there? Can you hear me?
It's as I feared. They're slowing us down.
Do not say that.
Not all of us are here for love of battle. He fights to defend his homeland. Your name?
Rex, sir. My name's Rex.
Good. Rex. You bore a few cuts, but you are still whole. Well, can you stand? Think you can fight?
I'm fine, sir.
How old are you, Rex?
17, sir.
Young. Family?
My brother is all I have left, sir. He's 2 years younger than I, living in Rabanastre.
So young. You're barely old enough to be a man. You shouldn't be forced to wield a sword.
No, sir. I want to fight. For my homeland. And for my parents.
It's time, Bosch. Save the discussion for later. We must reach the king before they act, or all our efforts will be in vain.
I'm aware of the situation.
We found them! Over there!
Rossler, go ahead. I will handle this rabble.
Godspeed.
Steady, Rex. Keep your wits about you and you'll make it. We move!
Okay, here we go. We get our chance to play the game now. What's happening here is, well, I mean, we're in the middle of what is basically in the game more of a tutorial portion, which is why I'm not too worried about talking over the dialogue of the characters. Also note that the dialogue is taking place in text boxes at the bottom of the screen instead of being voice acted, which is what we had seen through the game up until this point. And that was something that had weirded me out a little bit, because in the previous game, Final Fantasy X, anytime when the main characters spoke, the dialogue, it was all voice acted. It was acted out to you, and there was some shoddy lip syncing and all that, but it was all spoken. In this game, though, a lot of the lesser and less important dialogue and all that kind of stuff doesn't get voice acting, and they're just sort of what we're seeing here. And it's a little bit of a turn-off, I think. It seems a little bit weird. I guess they had to cut corners somewhere, because the production values of this game were pretty freaking high to begin with, and they had to cut it down. Or maybe it was like space on the disc that they had to worry about. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna have ourselves our first fight. Rex against this Arcadian soldier. Now what's, damn it, shut up so I can fight. Notice that the fights, Imperial Swordsman, the fights take place in this pseudo-real-time environment where all your characters are running around, and whoa, jeez. That did not look like a fair fight to me. Anyway, moving on.
Captain?
Okay, it's our first boss battle. Kind of early for a boss battle, isn't it? But the fact that the thing takes more damage before dying gives us the ability to get a better idea of how the battles go. Now when you hit the X button, you bring up this extra menu, time freezes, and you can go and start choosing stuff. Just regular attack, items, or magics and techniques. Now Rex only has two abilities. One white magic healing ability, and a black magic thunder ability. Neither of them are particularly useful at this point in the game, but let's throw thunder anyway. It did more damage than his physical attack, but it takes longer to charge it. So it's not really worth to do that. Plus, this battle's going to be pretty easy. I'll have you note, though, that the fact that we can run around in this sort of Parasite Eve-like battle system is not just a novelty. In fact, it actually has some use. A lot of the enemies attack based on limited range or have area of effect abilities, and your character being able to position in different places has an effect on how the battle plays out.
Allied, this is Sunbury. My engines are hit. She'll not hold much longer.
We receive you, Sunbury. You've leave to retire. Well fought.
My thanks, Lion. Sunbury disengaging.
Okay, we only had to defeat half of that monster, that Tomberry thing. By its death, but then Bosch here, basically our commander, has gone and taken it out. Now, a lot of storyline happened up until this point, and I'm going to talk about that after the next cutscene. I hope I'll have plenty of time to do that.
Rossler! Where are you?
What if Captain Azelus has fallen?
Don't talk such nonsense. Vossler's laughed in the face of death far too many times for him to stop now. Men like him don't die in places like this. We must make haste to reach the king. We will take him to safety.
Is His Majesty unharmed?
He'll agree to an unconditional surrender. They wouldn't dare touch him until the wax on his seal is dry.
But if we arrive after he signed the treaty...
Wait. Quickly, Rex.
Okay. Where this game started was at that wedding that we had seen between a guy named Lord Rossler and he was the Prince of Nabradia, and Princess Ashe, the Princess of Dalmasca. Now, the idea between their marriage was actually more of like a treaty marriage than an actual marriage, because the two major empires in the world in this place called Ivalice were actually at war with each other. I don't know if it's an actual war, maybe just a cold war. Doesn't really matter. But between the two, Arcadia was to the north, and Rosaria is to the sort of the southeast. And, well, both Dalmasca and Nabradia are actually positioned right in the middle between these two. So it seems kind of dangerous for these two smaller kingdoms, these two superpowers, duking it out. So what they decided to do was to go and sort of have this treaty marriage, where their children marry, and then it's sort of like a treaty that if one gets in trouble, the other goes and helps them out. So combining their forces to withstand against the potential threat of particularly an Arcadian invasion, or perhaps them just getting hit by collateral damage.
Intruders! Don't let them escape!
Sir, we have little time. You must go to the king. I'll handle these.
Fight well.
Ooh, Rex stepping up. Well, the worst happened almost immediately. An Arcadian invasion did in fact occur, and, well, Nabradia being physically closer to Arcadia was the first to fall, and they fell rather quickly. Their military was really no match. This treaty that they made really had no practical benefit for them. Anyway, honoring the treaty, Dalmasca goes into Nabradia Fortress, or Nabina Fortress. That's where we are right now. in an attempt to halt the advance of the Arcadian invasion. It doesn't work. The fortress falls, and Lord Rossler gets killed. And Ashe apparently went and committed suicide over grief over her husband's death. Well, that's not the end of it, because Dalmasca had not been completely invaded yet. Arcadia was still standing at the doorstep, so to speak, of invading their country. So the king realized, okay, we don't stand a chance, so I'm going to surrender. Well, a rumor came in that Arcadia planned to kill the king as soon as he signed the treaty. Once they got the treaty, they were done with him. That's why our knights are here trying to save him.
Your Majesty. Captain, why? Our king, what have you done?
The king intended all along to sell Dalmasca to the Empire. His Majesty was a traitor.
Captain,
See the insurgent. Hello.
Well, so much for peaceful negotiations.
We'll never surrender to you. We are not cattle to be sold by a traitor king.
But the war is over, my dear captain. You have lost. Dalmasca is the property of the Empire now. And to think, we intended to let you keep some of your sovereignty, out of respect. But now you've gone and ruined that. Haven't you, Captain?
We will never bow to you.
And the people of Dalmasca will hate you for it. Take the captain away.
Vaughn.